Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Our first day agenda would be here. I hope you are able to see my PPT. Am I right? Kindly confirm it on a chat box whether you are able to see the PPT. Okay, that's great. Okay, so our first chapter is going to discuss three major concepts. Okay, the first concept is network and their types, network standards and OSI model, and data transmission method. Now, the people who already have some basic knowledge, they might familiar with these terms. Okay, but the people who really don't have any knowledge or who are fresher, they might be confused over here. Correct? So don't worry about that. I'm not going to read the PPT's slides all the time. Okay, I would like to ask you the questions, and based on their answer you will start understanding what are the things which we are talking about. Now, first of all, can anybody answer a very simple question which I'm writing right now? What is network? You're doing a networking course, but what do you mean by network? Can anybody know this? Now many people say they do have a basic knowledge. If you know what is a network, you can unmute yourself and please answer.
A network is a closed path and an interconnection of the multiple devices.
That's absolutely fine. Okay. Is any other answer? Any different answer than this? It's obviously it's interconnected devices which we are using, correct? Where we are connected multiple devices together. But why we are connected these multiple devices? What is a why we required a network? Now the next question is why? Network is nothing but a combination of the devices which are interconnected together. Now the devices could be what? The devices could be your laptops. The devices could be your mobile phones. The devices could be printers. The devices could be scanners. Correct? Any kind of a digital device which we can consider, we can interconnect those devices together. And after interconnecting those devices together, we can call it as it is a network. But why we required it? What do you think? Why we required this particular network? What is the purpose of it?
To communicate
To
and share.
transfer the data.
Absolutely. Obviously, why we required? All of you are correct. To transfer the data and to communication, correct? The major reason the communication would be happened and you are actually transmitting data. That means you are data sharing. You are sharing the data with the help of the devices together. So network is nothing but the connections and the devices are interconnected together with the help of some media, correct? The media could be wireless, it could be with the help of wire, it could be a Bluetooth, it could be infrared, it could be any media which I'm using to connect the devices together. And the purpose I'm connecting these devices together, why? I want to share the data, correct? So this is something interesting which we are going to learn about. How this data could transmitted. What exactly happened when someone sends a data from their machine or from their device, and how that data would be transferred from that machine to another machine who is a receiver, correct? We are going to understand this complete journey in this entire networking part, correct? That interesting. Now tell me then, what is internet? What I can say about internet? What is internet? Everybody is using the internet on their cell phones with the help of 4G connections, correct? But what is the internet? What do you think about internet? What exactly happened?
It's kind of vast network that we are
Okay,
using to communicate all around the world.
okay,
A
that's
medium that
absolutely
we
right.
use to communicate.
Okay, that's absolutely right. This is also a network. Internet is a kind of a network. However, this network help us to connect and transfer the data across the globe. Correct? Now we already know that. Imagine, I will ask you a simple question and then we will start digging out what exactly in part one. Let's understand. I'm talking about, let's say, my Facebook server. Everybody using a Facebook, I know that. So my Facebook server is located in US. I'm roughly saying it is in US, correct? Currently, you are sitting in Bangalore with your mobile phone, correct? Now you're accessing the Facebook server, which is the available in US. This server is actually located in US. However, you're able to access the server from your Bangalore location phone. Now, how this magic is happened? Are you in the US? No, but the server is actually in US, but you are actually accessing the data from Bangalore, but the data is actually located in US. And how much time it required? It's few milliseconds, or sometime 1 second or less than that. You're sending a WhatsApp messages. WhatsApp server is where? It is across the globe actually, but you are able to send the messages from one machine or one cell phone to another cell phone. How this magic is happened? What do you think? How these things are happened? If if I'm sitting with the cell phone over here and I'm accessing the Facebook, which is available in US, the server is available in US, but I'm able to access this particular server sitting in a Bangalore. How this magic is happened? Does anybody know? If you understand how this happened, you understand how internet works. Does anybody have an idea how it is working? Is there anyone? Okay. I will tell you there is a very interesting story. It has happened with the help of a media called as wire, and we can call it as ocean optical fiber. Does anybody know that in our underwater seas, okay, in majorly in Cochin, we do have some data center. There is a data center in Mumbai as well. We do have underwater optical fiber cable which are actually running below the sea. And I'm actually accessing this Bangalore mobile phone is accessing this server with the help of ocean optical fiber, with the help of cable. We will discuss that in detail when we are detailed topic which we can call as wide area network. Okay, in that particular topic we will be able to discuss this. Literally, this is a magic, and you are going to learn how this magic is happening behind the scene, how the data transmission is happening, how this optical fiber is carrying your data in a fraction of a second and send it to the Facebook server and respond it back. Correct? This is what the networking is. Correct? This is how the things are happening behind the scene. And first lecture will going to tell you what are the different type of networks are available, what are the network standards and OSI model. We will see OSI model is a basic blueprint which we are using in order to create the networks. Currently, we are using one of the subset of OSI model. And after that, we are going to see the data transmission methods, whatever transmission methods are available. Correct? So if I move to the second slide, here they are talking about some components. Some component means what are the devices which we can use in order to use the network. Now there are the devices I told you, there might be servers, printers, fax machines, routers. We will see the routers, especially when we are going for CCNA. We are going to see the switches, especially when we are going to see CCNA. But these are the devices which we are using. Even in your office, there are multiple laptop computers, there are multiple servers, there might be printers, there might be scanners. We might have multiple devices, and all these devices are connected together. Correct? How they are connected? They are connected with the physical media. Now, what is the physical media? The physical media is nothing but whatever cables which you are connected. Maybe it is connected with the cable. Okay. Maybe it is connected with wireless. Maybe connected with optical fiber. We don't know. But there should be some media should be there to transmit the data from one location to another location. Correct? What is a network adapters? We will see this particular thing in switching. What is a network adapters? Now on your laptop, if you look at the left hand side, there is a point where you can connect your networking cable. We will see this in details, but that device would be considered as a network adapter. Correct? We will see in details what is a network adapters when we move ahead. Then network operating system. Now this is not in your control at this moment of time. Now every device which we are using, now if you talk about your server, it runs on some operating system like Windows. Correct? Similarly, your mobile phone is working on Android. That is an operating system.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Correct. Similarly, in order to run our networking devices, we should have some network operating system. Your router, your switches, your firewall, your VPN concentrator. These are very smart devices. These devices actually have their own operating system, like the Windows. But Windows we are using for computing purpose. The operating system which networking devices are using, that is only for networking purpose. Normally, we can call it as Cisco IOS. That means Cisco based operating system. There are many operating systems are available based on the manufacturer. There are different network operating systems are possible. But network operating system are actually used in order to control networking activities, networking traffics. Correct. So it will not do anything like Windows is doing. It is an operating system, but that operating system only know how to control the networking part. Similarly, there is a concept called as nodes. Now these are something devices, or you can say it's a computer or a server who can generate some data. Sometime I will say I do have a server, or sometime I will say I do have a node. Correct. So node and serve, according to me, they are identical. Sometimes some people say node is someone who can always generate a data and process that particular data. Now I will give you an example of a node. Now we have that particular concept. Now in our one of the office, we do have a typical node over here that is called as proxy node. Now I will tell you, now forget about this Facebook US. Okay, now node could be something like this. Okay, so if I say okay, if I say this is my Pune office and this is my Mumbai office. This is Pune Capgemini, this is Mumbai Capgemini, for example. Correct. Now I would like to connect these two offices together. Now currently the location between these two is almost 150 kilometers away. And my requirement is very simple. I need to connect these two offices together. Okay. When I say connect means what do you want to connect it? I said by mistake, if someone from Mumbai office goes to Pune office, but from Pune office, he should be able to access all the services from Mumbai because he belongs to Mumbai office, but sitting in Pune. You are also sitting from your home, but you might be able to access all the resources which is companies provided to you. You might be using the concept called as VPN. Correct? That is called as virtual private network. Correct? So in that particular situation, there might be something called as proxy node. Now, what is this proxy node do? Okay. In this proxy node, what he will do, this Pune office will transmit the data to proxy node. He will filter that particular data and will send the data to Mumbai office. Correct. Now, why proxy nodes are used? There are some security concerns are there. There are different way to use the proxy node. The concept you need to know that what is a node? Node means maybe that there could be some device would be attached to your network who can take the data, process your data and transmit that data once again. That could be considered as your node over here. But these devices we were using few years back. Nowadays, we are not using the node concept that much in enterprise networks, but still we can consider as a node. Now, what is server? Server is nothing but a computing device who can serve your request. We said that we do have a mail server, we do have a FTP server, we do have a file server, we do have a DNS server, we do have a Samba server. There are multiple type of servers are available in the world. Now those servers are actually used to serve some service to the clients. Now who are the clients? Clients means our desktop computers. Clients means our laptop. With the help of that, a user can access the service. Correct? So server is any device who can provide you some service over the network would be considered as a server. Correct? After that, there are some more interesting components are available in the network. We will say network segment. Correct? Now, what is the network segment? Now, remember that these word device, physical media, network adapter, network operating system, nodes, server, these words would be very, very common when you are dealing with networking. They said network segment. Now, if I say as the official description, what it says, a subdivision of the network that links the number of devices or server as a connection between two nodes. Remember that. How many offices do you have for Capgemini across India? There are multiple offices, correct? Now, you can take the example in Pune. In Pune itself, Capgemini do have multiple locations. In Bangalore also there are multiple locations, no doubt about that. So in Pune also there are multiple locations of the Capgemini, isn't it? So you can say in Pune there are 4 different major locations of the Capgemini in Pune city itself. So I am total Capgemini. I am belong to Pune region, but even in Pune I am divided into small segment. My office is actually divided into the 4 part. Correct? Maybe that I do have a Baner office, I do have a Hinjawdi office, I do have a Magarpatta city office, I do have a Kharadi. These are 4 different IT parks in Pune. So that means Capgemini is actually divided into multiple cities, and within the multiple city they are subdivided into another small segments. So you can see Capgemini itself a company who is working in a segmented fashion. Correct? Now within the company, I do have multiple projects, multiple departments. Am I right? That means once again, I'm further segmented into the smaller chunks. Now, and same concept is available in networking. We are using the network in a smaller chunk. And every smaller chunk of the network would be considered as a network segment. For example, I do have 4 departments in Capgemini. Maybe I do have, let's take an example of any particular location and say I do have 4 different locations in Pune. In all 4 locations, I do have 5 departments. So I do have account department, I do have IT department, I do have management department, MGMT, correct, and I do have an HR department. These are the 4 section of each and every office I have, correct? So if I want all the people who is belong to this particular segment should be able to transmit the data or use the networking service. Can I create a single network for this all four categories? Technically speaking, yes, you can do that. But in real life, we will never do that. We will create a separate network for HR, separate network for management, separate network for IT, separate network for account. Now, why we are doing that? That is a security reason. So what I'm actually doing, based on my requirement, I'm creating small network as per my requirement or as per my department, and that small division of the network would be considered as a segment. Correct? We will see that the concept we are going to see in CCN, it's called as virtual LAN. In that virtual LAN, you will be able to see this concept called as segmentation. Correct? But segment is, in a simple language, small division of your network could be considered as a network segment. Correct? Backbone. Now, backbone is a very high speed transmission path. This is very important. Okay. Now, where is the Capgemini headquarter? I believe the Capgemini headquarter is available in Europe. Correct? How many offices do you have in India? How many offices you do have in some other country? Correct? From Capgemini. If I say whatever data is generated, whatever reports are generated, or whatever things is happening, I should have all the data should be transmitted to my headquarter. If I say my headquarter is in Europe, okay, and my requirement is something like this, I would like to do the monitoring of each and every segment of Capgemini, every single computer, every single data which is coming and going out. I said entire Capgemini umbrella or your complete structure. Okay, whatever offices which is available in India, whether it's in Pune, in Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, whatever data comes in, whatever data going out. Okay, my requirement is something like this. I want to keep the track of every single activity which is happening, all the branches of the Capgemini in India. I want the reports to be generated in Europe, which is my HQ, headquarters. Is it technically possible? Yes, this is what you guys are doing for your clients. Same thing could be happened with your company. Your internal network teams can be doing that. Now, whatever data would be generated, that data would be huge. You can imagine you guys are doing some work and someone is capturing in and out of your data and sending that reports to headquarters. So in order to transmit high consumed data, we should have a dedicated lines to be connected between your entire offices and with your headquarters. Sometime we will call it as backbones. Backbones are the cables or backbones are the media which we are using to transmit the data with a very high capacity. Now you can imagine if I want to capture all the data from all the branches which is available in India and I want to capture it together and send it to the headquarters, you can imagine how much bandwidth I require. Correct? So normally in such kind of implementation, we are using the concept called as backbones. Backbones are nothing but dedicated media are available, dedicated cables are available, which will help us to transmit highly optimized data from one network to another network. And we will consider that as a backbone.
Hey viewers, Trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Correct. Second one is a client and host. This is nothing but client means what? What your computer where you are accessing any service, which would be a client. Correct. Now, any device which we can consider as a host, then it could be your printer, it could be a client, it could be a server, it could be a switch, it could be a router, it could be a camera, it could be your mobile phone. We can also call it as a host. Then people ask me, then what is a client and then what is a host? Host is a name. It's a unique name for everyone. Client is something which we can use it to access the service from the server. Correct? Client is someone who always asks something from some service or from some server. I can consider that client, it is my host. I consider that server, yes, it is also my host. So host is a generic name which is applied to everyone. Every networking devices, it could be my host. Correct? So these are the components which you need to remember. Remember that these terms are maybe coming in a future slides. So if I'm talking about the devices, if I say the word device, then maybe I'm talking about something called as tablet, cell phone, server, printer. Correct? Sometimes your curriculum says, oh, this is the device I'm talking about. Okay, this is the device I'm talking about. So they will give you the name. Sometimes they will not give you the name. They simply say device. So that device could be something called as anything. Correct? Physical media, that means I'm talking about cables, optical fiber cables. Network adapter, that means I'm talking about NIC card. We will see that. We will discuss it. Correct? Network operating system, that means the operating system on which networking devices are actually working. Correct? The third thing is nodes. I told you nodes are specific devices who can capture the data, process the data, and transmit it again. Correct? Servers, server means who can serve the service to someone. I'm a file server. My job is to give you the files. I am a FTP server. I can share you the files. So server can give you the service to the client. Correct? Mail server give you the mail service. So these are, end of the day, these are computer devices. However, they do have a special feature or special configuration is done to serve some purpose. Correct? Network segment, I told you, network segment is nothing but a small group of the network based on your requirement. Correct? Backbone is a specific type of media or the concept which we are discussed, that if I want to transfer the data and the data volume is very high and I want to transfer that data from one location to another location, we use the concept called as backbones. Backbones are dedicatedly attached medias together who can carry high volume of the data. Correct? What is a client? Who always ask something from the server, who always ask some service request, that would be considered as a client. And what is a host? Host means everything. Host means my client, host means my server, host means my printer, host means any device I can connect inside a network. Now, whatever we have discussed so far, every time I'm using a very common word that is called as transmitting the data. So, and this is completely clear that whatever networking devices we are using, whatever network media we are using, or whatever network operating systems we are using, the main purpose, would be transmitting the data across two different networks together or across two different locations. Correct? Now the next slides will talk about some port. Now port and services. Now I believe that every service, now we will discuss this particular thing when we go into PAT or NAT segment, that is called as port address translation or network address translation. We are actually going in a deep dive in CCNA. They're talking about port, and that port is nothing but a logical connection. Correct? Now you know that our web browser is working on port number 80. Correct? My email SMTP is working on port number 25. Now what is this port number? Okay, these are logical endpoint. Means whenever any particular program, for example, if I would like to run any particular browser based program, I will give a very simple example. What is a logical port actually? Let's say this is my server or this is my machine which I got. I install a Windows operating systems on the top of it, and my requirement is simply said, you know what, I want to use this entire server as a web server. Means I want to host my website over here. Correct? So if I want to host a website, what options I have? Then in Windows there is a service called as IIS. Okay, this particular service, or a simple thing, you might be heard the word called as Tomcat. Correct? This Tomcat is what? This Tomcat is a web server which will be helping us to deploy your website. So I install the Tomcat, for example, and on the top of the Tomcat I put my web content, and I set this Tomcat now dispose, or you can say expose my website now. Now this is a service. Web server is working on the protocol called as HTTP. We will discuss about the protocols as well in N+. So HTTP is a protocol through which I can access this service on the client. So if I do have a laptop and if I would like to access this particular server, what should I do? I simply go to my browser and type www.name of that particular website.com. So if I enter it on my laptop, ultimately I am accessing this server with the help of HTTP protocol. Now this HTTP protocol is actually have a logical endpoint. Now this logical endpoint, it's a standard provided by some organization. Every standard service do have some logical endpoint. Now I know that HTTP working on port number 80. This is a standard. Okay, this is a standard number which is provided by some organization. I will tell you which organization is actually defined this. Correct? If I say I want to go for SMTP, SMTP is a protocol where I can send a mail. It is working on port number 25. Now these are the standard logical numbers provided to that service on which that service is working on. Now this logical number help us to resolve multiple problems. We will see what problems actually comes, but currently in chapter number 1, you just need to understand that whatever service which I'm providing through the servers, every service may require some logical endpoint. That logical number is required. Correct? So there are number which starting with 0 to 65535. This is a big number list. So I can start the number with 0. Now 0 is not valid service available, but if you go, and I will show you Okay, port numbers. Okay, INA is the organization who is actually managing this. I can see in Wikipedia there is a complete port numbers would be given to you. Now you can see it's unofficial, not available. Now whatever port number is available, now 21 is used for FTP, 22 used for SSH, 23 is used for Telnet, 25 using for SMTP. So this is completely arranged by some organization called as INA, IANA. It's an organization who is actually managing all this number. But till what? Till the number called as, okay, these are some non-standard number. Okay, we can see what is the last number they have still assigned. Okay, so still it is not assigned. These all numbers are actually third-party companies. Okay, officially it is the last number which is controlled by INA, which is 1024. This is the last number they have officially declared. You can see till 1023 it is managed by the organization called as INA. INA find out the list of the services, they gave the logical numbers to that and say these are default one. If you are using HTTP service, ultimately you are using the port number, logical port number 80. If you are using SMTP service, by default logical number is 25. So these standards are actually coming up to 1023, correct? After that, there are some third-party companies who is actually assigned their services with their logical port numbers, correct? But this is completely managed by their vendors. It is not managed by INA organization at all, correct? So don't worry about that. Currently, don't go deep dive into the port number. Okay, we will discuss this particular part in detail when we are discussing about port address translation chapter. This is quite interesting. Now there are three major type of networks are available. Okay. Now these are what their slides are saying, but rather going for slides, we will simply discuss it on this. Okay. There are three type of network, major three type of network. Okay, remember that there are some other type of networks are available, but there are three major type of networks. Okay, the first type of our network is called as LAN, that is called as local area network. Okay. Now everything is clear regarding the first thing which we have discussed. Kindly put it on a chat window till so far what we have discussed. Do you have any problem regarding understanding? The second type of network is called as wide area network. Okay. And third, as per this documentation, there is called as metropolitan area network. This is the third network we can call as MAN. Now this is the major three type of networks which is available.
Hey viewers, Our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, almost everyone is back. Okay, now let's talk about what are the major three type of network which you are actually able to see across your all the enterprise networks. The first major network would be considered as local area network. Okay, as its name suggests, local area network means a network in a single physical location. Okay, so you can say a network under single physical location. This would be considered as a local area network. Correct? Now, for example, if you are sitting in Bangalore office, correct? In Bangalore office, there are multiple regions in Capgemini, correct? So there is 3 different offices or more than that in Bangalore region. So within that office, whatever network which you have, okay, whatever network which you have, it would be considered as a LAN. So I do have one LAN network in one Capgemini office, another LAN network in another Capgemini office, another LAN network in another office. So within a single physical location, if I have a network connected within that single location, it would be considered as local area network. Correct? I'm talking about single physical location. Within the single physical location, I do have multiple devices connected together with the help of physical media. I would consider this network could be local area connection. Correct? This is a very, very common network which we are able to see. Correct? This is very common. Correct? Because in our enterprise network, this is the network which we are using and we would be considering as local area network. Second one is called as wide area network. That means the network which is completely two different geographical location. Okay, that means network beyond geographical location would be considered as a wide area network. Correct? Our internet is one of the beautiful example of wide area network. That means if I say my office in these all offices are actually in a Bangalore location and one of the office in Europe location, and if I would like to connect all these offices together, I have to say I'm connected this network with the help of WAN, wide area network. Why? Because technically speaking, this is completely different geographical location. This is also complete different geographical location, and if I connected these two things together, now this is available in India and this is available in Europe. Both are completely different geographical locations, and they are able to connect with wide area network. Why? Because they are completely different geographical location. Now people ask me, okay, fine, you're saying one office is in Europe, one office in India, and if I connected these two offices together, I will say these are called as wide area network. Then what I can call it as, if my Bangalore office is located in Bangalore office 1, Bangalore office 2, Bangalore office 3, all these three offices are connected, then what I can call, is it a wide area network? Yes, it is a wide area network because you are connected through internet, but however, we can call it as metropolitan area network. That means a network with different physical location, but within city limit. This would be considered as metropolitan area network. We are actually not, this is a term, actually this is a type of term. End of the day, we are using wide area network because all these three offices are actually connected with the help of internet. Correct? So we are using the wide area network, but this implementation would be considered as metropolitan area network because all these three offices are connected. These all offices within the Bangalore city, and they are connected within the wide area network. With the implementation would be considered as metropolitan area network. Then people ask me, if the office in Mumbai, then what I can tell? If there is an office in Mumbai, now is it in city limit? No, my office is Mumbai, but my Mumbai and Bangalore offices are connected together. This would be considered as wide area network because once again it is connected through the internet, but the implementation would be considered as wide area network. Correct? So these are the three major type of networks are available. So local area network means what? The network within the single physical location, like office network, campus networks are there. Okay, will the network within the university, network within the office, it would be considered as a local area network. Wide area network means the network beyond the geographical locations. Correct? Maybe between the cities, between two countries, correct, between the continent. If I connected these networks together, it would be considered as wide area network. And wide area network is only possible with the help of internet. Remember that. Correct? Metropolitan area network, it is a network. Geographically it is a separate location, but that location should be within the city limit, not completely different. Within the city, if I have multiple locations of the offices, and if I would like to connect those offices with the help of internet, I would consider such implementation as metropolitan area network. Correct? So these are the three different type of major different type of network. Other than these three, there are some another one. This is called as CAN, that is a campus area network. Now this is typically we are not using in our university. In our university we will still say it is local area network, but this entire course is designed for US standard. So in US there is a concept called as CAN, which is nothing but a campus area network. Means within a specific campus, within a specific business park. Okay, if I have a network, whether it could be a Wi-Fi, whether it could be a local, okay, that could be considered as a LAN only. Okay, because that is a single physical location, but they will also call it as CAN, campus area network. Correct? But that is a one type of a LAN which we can use it. PAN is nothing but a personal area network. That means the two devices are connected together. For example, our mobile phones are connected together with the help of Bluetooth, with the help of infrared, with the help of wireless. We have peer-to-peer connections. If you have any Bluetooth sounds, Bluetooth devices where you can connect your one-to-one connection, it would be considered as personal area network. Correct? Now, VPAN, WPAN is a wireless personal area network. Now, this is a type of network which we are using in our home appliances nowadays. Now, in our home, there are multiple wireless devices. Your TV is wireless, your computers are wireless, your tablets are wireless. If you have any other wireless devices, we do have a wireless router which can, with the help of that wireless router, we can create a network called as wireless personal area network. Means within that region, within that whatever personal devices which we are connected, we can group that devices together with the help of VPAN. To be honest with you, don't need to remember all these things. Okay, the major concern as per the certification perspective and your working perspective is these three. Even man is not that much popular term, but LAN and WAN is very much popular term, very much, because they will ask you multiple type of questions and will ask you whether what type of local area network or what type of wide area network we can use it. Correct? So these are the three major type of network which you need to remember. But still, as per your curriculum, there is a network called as campus area network. There is a network called as personal area network, and there is a network called as wireless personal area network. That is nothing but one-to-one connectivity, but wirelessly should be happen within a limited space, within the limited range. You can say that. Correct? This is what I am talking about. Within your, maybe that majority of your people do have wireless routers at your home. Maybe that you are creating hotspot with your cell phone. Correct? And with the help of your hotspot, you may connect your laptop, you may connect your other phone, you may connect your other devices like wireless printer. So if I create something like this would be considered as wireless LAN. This is also a very important thing. Correct? Now there are three different network. Now people are getting confused now. Correct? Now people say, I'm getting confused. Now you're talking about something called as three type of networks over here. And once again, you're talking about inter networks over here. Okay. Now these are called as networks. So don't get confused. I will explain you what exactly the term which we are using. This is only the terms which we are using. That is the way people are using. Otherwise, it's the same. Correct? Now, these are the three different type of networks we are using. We know that what is local area network, what is wireless area network, or sorry, wide area network, and what is metropolitan area network, and what is the limit of it. Correct? Now, every time, whenever I said, if I want to connect any wide area network, what should I require? I should require internet. Internet is the method. With the help of that, I would create wide area network. Correct? Now the same methodology they said, if I say the network called as internet, correct? It is a single largest global WAN. This is the biggest network, and which is actually a WAN network, wide area network, which is available. Correct? Because internet is one of the type of network. Correct? Who own this? Who is the owner of the internet? There is no single owner. This is who? It is publicly owned and it is operated publicly. you won't imagine how internet is actually working. Lot of organization are actually putting their efforts to make these things work. Correct? Now, how we are using this internet? Internet is widely used to transfer the files and your data actually. Majority of IP protocol, many addresses are used. So internet is what? Internet is a wide area implementation which is already done. Correct? We are publicly able to use that wide area implementation. If I want to connect my entire laptop to somebody who is sitting in US, what I would say to them, please connect your laptop to internet. Means what? Please connect your laptop to global WAN network. If it is global WAN network means if I'm laptop currently I'm accessible internet, that means I'm connected to the largest WAN called as internet. Correct? So understand, this is the term which they are explaining. Whenever I said in future your router is connected to internet, it's a simple meaning is that my router is the part of global wide area network which is publicly operated, publicly accessible for you. Correct? This is a term they are giving you to explain you. Now there is a concept called as intranet. Can be LAN or it can be WAN. Intranet means your local area network, and your metropolitan area network would be considered inside your intranet. Okay, majorly intranet would be considered as a internet or a network with a wide area network in a secured zone.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.